Alright, we're going to talk about a game that's coming out in the next day called Die by the Blade. I call it a Mortal Kombat killer because it's stepping into the ring. There's going to be lots of blood, right? Now, if anyone played Bushido Blade 1 and 2 back on the PlayStation 1, you'll understand what this game is all about. And there's two videos, they're very small, I want to showcase them to you. Die by the Blade is just like those old games, except way more gory. Except in cyberpunk setting, it allows you to kill opponents in one hit. So you have to be very careful, otherwise you're going to get in big trouble, alright? Lots of different types of weapons, customization and things like that. And these are going to be two videos explaining the actual gameplay of Die by the Blade.
Welcome back to another episode of the Die by the Blade Gameplay Explained video blog series. Today we are diving deep into the UI and defense systems of tactics, giving you valuable insights into mastering your defense strategies in Die by the Blade battlefield. Let's start with the UI. As you can see, the arrows are white on both characters by default. The one turns red only when attacking to highlight the stance. Our character is on the left, while our opponent is on the right, with their stances both indicated by the white arrows. Matching stances is crucial for defense. When in the same stance as your opponent, attacks will be automatically blocked, denoted by a blue flash. This is the first line of defense. Now, let's turn the AI back on to demonstrate further. If we fail to match the stance and attack, our opponent will be damaged. However, with the damage turned off for this demonstration, he won't be defeated. Matching stances serves as the initial defense mechanism. Moving on to the second line of defense, the parry. When activated, a blue circle appears indicating an active parry. While on cooldown, the circle turns gray. When the circle disappears, it means the parry is available again. Let's engage in a quick fight and attempt to parry our opponent's attacks. Alright, as you witnessed, we successfully parried an attack, indicated by a yellow flash. This signifies that the parry was executed in a different stance than our opponent's. Achieving a perfect parry by matching stances and timing will even knock out our opponents back a bit. That concludes today's episode of Die by the Blade's Gameplay Explained series, focusing on defense tactics and UI mechanics. Please consider subscribing to our channel and joining us on Discord for more exciting updates. And if you are as hyped as we are about what you've seen, don't forget to wishlist Die by the Blade on Steam. Stay tuned for our next episode, Attacks and Combos. See you.
So that's pretty cool, right? Like this is, I think this game is going to be really fun, right? It's going to be online, you know, you're going to be able to do a lot of different stuff, but there's one more video I want to showcase this to you guys, just to see if we can get the juices flowing for it. And it's this one right here. Again, it's only really short, but let's continue.
Everyone, welcome to the premiere episode of the Die by the Blade Gameplay Explained video blog series. A few years back, we recorded a gameplay explanation video for Die by the Blade, but since then, the game has undergone significant changes. So, we're excited to show you how the updated gameplay looks, how the game has evolved, and how to control and play Die by the Blade. Let's start with the basics. In Die by the Blade, you have multiple game modes, but for today, we'll focus on just the versus mode against the local player. You can also play against the AI. Within the game, you'll find various characters, each capable of wielding any weapon from a wide arsenal. Unlike traditional fighting games, there are no character-specific movesets. Instead, each weapon has its own unique moveset. This means you'll need to familiarize yourself with the weapons rather than the characters. However, each character does have its own impact on gameplay when paired with specific weapons, but you'll discover this as you progress. For now, let's select a character and face off against the AI opponent. We'll choose Daisuke and opt for one of the arrows. We'll set the stage to the garden, keep the cinematic and disable damage interruptions. With no time limits in the current game, you can play for as long as you'd like. Now, let's dive into movement mechanics. use the left stick to navigate within a 2D plane, roll with the trigger, and double tap to dash in a chosen direction. The reason for having both rolls and dashes lies in the geometry of your character. They affect the collision boxes, determining whether you'll avoid or succumb to an attack. That wraps up the first episode of Die by the Blade's Gameplay Explained series, covering the basics. We hope you find it informative.
So, like I said, it's coming out the next day. I'm not sure what other platforms it's actually coming out on, but you can check out their YouTube page. If you look for Die by the Blade, their YouTube channel is Grindstone. I'll post a link in the description for you guys to check this out. But there is a trailer that came out 3 months ago that I just want to showcase to you guys as well, because, you know, I'm really excited for this. I'm a gigantic Bushido Blade fan. You know, Bushido Blade was one of the most epic fighting games I'd ever played. No health bar, can die in one hit, injure your opponent, scoop up dirt and throw it at your opponent, throw your weapons, climb up onto different parts of the arena. And so any game that comes out that even gets close to this type of mechanic and gameplay, I'm paying attention to. So let's play this trailer and wet that whistle. So that's pretty cool. I love that. That's really, really awesome, right? And if anyone's played a game called For Honor, it's been out for a few years now, and you've got multiple different characters that have their own weapon. You'll kind of understand the gameplay mechanic here, where you move in different stances from high, mid to low. As long as you match each other as they stated, you'll automatically block. But it also comes down to trying to like fake out your opponent, you know, take advantage of something, sidestep, maybe go for a high if they're going from mid. You know, this is going to be really cool. Like really, really cool, right? So I'm very excited to get this game. It should be available in the next, what's the date today? It should be, so when's it coming out? The 16th, so it'll be the 17th my time. So I'll definitely be buying it as soon as it launches. I have played the demo. I've been following this game for a number of years, and I was actually getting worried because there was a time period where there was no word. Like everything just kind of went real silent. And I'm thinking, oh dude, like Cyberpunk Bushido Blade, please, please, my dick can't get any harder. And then lo and behold, they decide to follow through. So thank you for not giving me blue balls, Grindstone. But yeah, I'm looking forward to covering this, streaming it. You know, it's going to have online. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And to be honest, like if you guys did play the old game of Bushido Blade, you'll understand how incredible it is. There's a game I recently reviewed on here. I think it's, what's it called? First Duel. Is it First Duel? Let me just double check. Right. Actually, I'll just check on my phone because it'll be a little bit easier. Anyway, so I reviewed this game, which is like a pixelization version of, you know, like a Bushido Blade game and 2D, right? Yeah, sorry, First Cut Samurai Duel. There we go, right? And that's a game in the same vein as this, where you can do like, you know, instant kills. You can block, like parry, that sort of stuff. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm curious actually because they're playing with like controller. I'll have to check if it's controller only, because sometimes that can actually happen, right? Even on PC, they'll be like, no, you've got to have a controller for this game. So it doesn't say it doesn't say anything about not using keyboard and mouse that I can see. If that's the case, then that's going to be interesting. It does recommend, it's got full controller support for PlayStation and Xbox. It does recommend using a game controller. So I'm just curious, right? Because when I play For Honor, both keyboard and mouse and controller is actually really good. Like, it's really, really well done, right? So this is Die by the Blade. Will it kill Mortal Kombat? No, I actually think it'll marry into it. I think we will get people that love this sort of like, you know, the violent S-type gameplay, you know, getting that real visceral kill. I think it's going to actually, you know, I think it's actually going to get people involved. And because you don't have to worry about what character you choose, everything simply comes down to knowing your movements, defense, positioning, and of course the actual weapon themselves. The weight of the weapon, how fast it moves, slow, the reach of the weapon, that sort of stuff really will come into play. Let me know what you guys think of Die by the Blade. Catch you next time.